What's up guys, it's Hassan Malik back here, and welcome to my review of set number 21314, Tron Legacy. The original design of this light cycle is actually made by Brick Brothers UK. They make LEGO videos here on YouTube as well. I'm sure a lot of you guys have actually heard of them. But they designed a really awesome light cycle here, and then LEGO improved on it, and gave us another one as well. So this set is recommended for ages 10 and up. It includes 230 pieces. This set also includes 3 minifigures, and the main build of the set is 2 light cycles and a display stand. But before we go ahead and take a look at the actual set, let's take a look at the box here. And compared to most LEGO set boxes, this is actually a really nice box for a set. It is a LEGO Idea set, so it does open up in a little bit of a nicer fashion than normal sets. But the box art here on the front of the set also looks really nice. I think the designer of this image did a really great job with it here. The backdrop image of the grid here and the crowd look really awesome. Overall, it is kind of a small box because it is such a small set. Let's take a look at the back of the box here. And on the back of the box, we can just see more features about this set. So on the back of the box here, it just shows how you can put the identity discs on the back of the figures here, and how you can attach the light cycles to the display stand. Now before we go ahead and take a look at the actual set, I just want to show you guys how this box opens up, because it's a little bit unique compared to most LEGO sets that we get. I'm pretty sure all LEGO Idea sets actually open up in this way, but this is the first LEGO Idea set that I've ever gotten. So for me, this is a little bit unique, and I really like how LEGO did this. The box is also large enough so that the instruction manual doesn't get folded or crinkled or anything. And that really did help a lot when building this set. It made it a lot easier to read this thing and build it when we were actually putting the set together. I'll show you guys a closer look at this instruction booklet a little bit later in the review, but now let's go ahead and take a look at the actual set. Alright guys, so here's the completed set in all its glory. I'm going to go ahead and remove the minifigures so that we can get a better look at these light cycles and the display stand. The main portion of the build is actually 3 separate builds here. You get 2 different light cycles and then the grid itself. And these are all just attached through simple studs, so I'm just going to take them apart. Both of these light cycles are actually identical, so we'll be taking a look at one, and then we'll be taking a smaller look at the other. Let's go ahead and remove the grid out of the way here to take a look at this light cycle. This is Sam Flynn's light cycle. We'll be taking a look at Rinzler's light cycle a little bit after. Both builds are completely identical, except for the fact that everything that is blue on this one is orange on the other. Now, when I was first looking at images of this set, for some reason I thought this light cycle would actually be a lot thicker than it is right here. I thought the entire thing would be sitting on a 2x6 or 2x8 plate, but it's actually a 1x8 plate here, so that's pretty nice to see. It's a lot thinner than I thought it would be, which makes it a lot more realistic to the movie. The build isn't too complicated or anything. The coolest part about this build is definitely, I think, the wheels, how they got this to fit in there using an axle rod and a regular rod piece going through it. I like how they did that to actually make these wheels roll. I'm pretty sure in the original model, which was submitted by the Brick Brothers UK, the wheels actually didn't move and function like this. So it's nice that LEGO did that. It makes this set a lot more playable for younger kids. This vehicle is also completely symmetrical as well, so both sides are exactly the same. It is also extremely low to the ground. This brick is actually touching the ground pretty much when you're riding along with it. So that's pretty nice to see. I mean, it is also pretty low to ground in the actual movie, so I guess they captured that pretty well. The entire vehicle also looks pretty round, which is nice to see as well, especially around the front and the back ends of the bike here. I also like these cylindrical pieces which are actually added on the side here. I think it adds a nice touch of detail. Also this small little fin portion which can actually be moved. This is actually one of the more flimsy parts of the set. I could see that being knocked off if somebody's playing with this thing. But as it is just standing here as a display model, it works pretty well. It actually makes it look a lot more angular and a lot more sharp, and I like how they added that piece right there. Both bikes also include these translucent pieces that represent the energy beams coming off the bike. I like how they represented that here in LEGO form. It would have been also nice to see a bunch of bendy parts if they included that. I think in the LEGO designer video, we saw bended versions of these same pieces, which were pretty nice. It would have been nice to have that in this set, but having this is also okay. And yeah, overall, it's just a really basic build. It's nothing too special. I do think it improves on the regular model that the Brick Brothers UK made. I think that model did look a little bit more accurate, but this one definitely is more playable for younger kids. Now, the way the minifigures get in this bike, they don't actually attach by any studs or anything. It's just a regular bar piece on the bottom, and then the minifigures will just sit there, and their hands, you're going to have to bend them a little bit, but they can attach the handlebars right here. If I can get that to work. Kind of did. So yeah, they can do that. It looks pretty accurate, looks just like it does in the movie, so I think this is the best that they could do with LEGO minifigures. I mean, LEGO minifigures can't open their legs or anything, so this is the best version of the bike they could possibly have done using the LEGO minifigure here. It can sometimes be a little bit hard to get these hands to attach. As you can see, this hand is not attached completely, but I'm sure if you guys fiddle around with it, you guys can get it to work. I also forgot to mention that these bikes include printed tire pieces. You get 4 of them on each bike, so it's pretty nice that they include these exclusive prints for this set. I'm glad those are prints instead of stickers, because those would have been a pain to put on these circular pieces. And yeah, overall it's a really great build. I think LEGO did a great job improving on the original LEGO Ideas submission. But that's pretty much going to do it for Sam Flynn's light cycle. Let's go ahead and take a look at Rinzler's now. Alright guys, so here's Rinzler's light cycle. This is the exact same thing as Sam Flynn's light cycle, except now it's orange instead of blue. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about this build. I mean, it's the exact same thing. We just covered it here. I actually think I kind of prefer this orange look to the blue. It makes it look a lot more evil, and I think it just looks a lot better in general. But yeah, again, it's another great build, and I'm really glad to get 2 of these bikes instead of 1. For the final build in this set, we have the grid, which is essentially just a display stand. I think LEGO actually did a great job with it. It's pretty thick, actually. It's 3 plates high, so it's about the same size as your regular LEGO brick. One small problem about this build is actually that it's made of so many plates, so the middle portion of the build actually tends to stick out a little bit, which kind of causes it to spin, which might be a little bit of a problem to some of you guys. To me, it's not that big of a deal. But when you have it on a flatter surface like my table here, it tends to want to move around quite easily. So that could be a problem depending on who you are. This thing is actually quite versatile as well. You can actually use this to pose minifigures. It actually recommends that you do this in the instruction booklet, so you can just pose them on these studs right here. This build is also quite versatile in the way that you can actually take it apart and rearrange it. So if I just take it apart like so, get rid of this one brick, I can just move it in like that, and then it's now a perfect square, which is also pretty nice to see. The only thing you're really missing here are 2 1x4 translucent blue pieces, so if you guys have those in your collections, you can add that here, and then add the light cycles as well if you want to have them racing side by side as if they're like equally tied here, which looks pretty cool. I think it gives a pretty nice look as well. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do for the display stand. I'm really glad that LEGO added it here in this set. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures. So here's our first minifigure. This is Sam Flynn. I think LEGO did a great job representing his face here in minifigure form. He also includes a really nice hairpiece as well. The prints on this figure are really amazing. I really like how they have arm printing on the side of the figure here. I think it's really well done, really crisp, and really detailed. The printing on the front of the suit here looks really awesome as well. It looks really accurate to what it looks like in the actual movie. It also has leg printing on his legs there, and a little bit of printing on his toes. If you go ahead and take off the back head of this figure, and the identity disc, which I'll show you guys in just a second, we can take a better look at the back printing on this figure, which looks pretty awesome as well. The identity disc itself is a printed piece, which looks pretty awesome. He can actually grip that in his hands. This figure also includes a helmet, so he can stay nice and safe when he's riding that light cycle. But yeah, overall, I think this is a really great minifigure. I think LEGO did a great job with it. Our next figure here is Quorra. She is also really awesome looking. She has a sword here in her hand. I'm going to take that off so we can take a better look at this minifigure. Just like the Sam Flynn minifigure, this figure also has some really great printing on it. I'm really liking the front of the suit here. The legs are actually a little bit less detailed than that one because that's what it's like in the actual movie. But one of the coolest parts about this figure is definitely the side arm printing, which make it a lot more detailed than the Sam Flynn minifigure. It actually has some skin tone detail up there, which I think was really awesome and necessary for the look of this character, and I'm really glad that LEGO added it here. The back print on the torso also looks detailed as well. The only real problem I have with this minifigure is kind of the head. It doesn't really look too much like Olivia Wilde to me. But this minifigure does a really good job at replicating this character in minifigure form, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. For the alternate head on this minifigure, we also get a happier version of Quorra here, which is pretty nice to see as well. I think I prefer the angrier tone, but it's nice to have 2 alternate faces. That's pretty much going to do it for Quorra. Let's get on to our bad guy minifigure here. Rinzler is definitely my favorite minifigure in this set. I think this guy just looks super awesome regardless of what he looks like in the movie. This is a great minifigure, and I think LEGO did a great job with the printing. The detailing on the front of the suit here looks really awesome. I think LEGO did a great job. I really like the gray accents and the orange lights that are added onto this figure. It looks really awesome. Now this figure doesn't have any arm printing like the other characters, but that's okay because this figure actually has some really good detail on the front of the minifigure here. I think that kind of makes up for the lack of printing on the arms. The printing on the legs also look great as well. Taking a look at the printing on the back of the torso here, I think it looks a little bit less detailed than the front, but I still do think it looks really awesome and really accurate to the suit in the movie. Rinzler actually has 2 identity discs here. They're actually the exact same as Sam and Quorra's. I'm not actually sure if you can have 2 identity discs in the Tron universe, but he did have them in the movie, so it's good that LEGO added it here. And the way it attaches to his back is through this pin bracket piece, which is a nice, clever way to do that. But definitely the best part about this minifigure has got to be the helmet. Although it is extremely simple, it's actually a remolded version of the Invincible Iron Man helmet, except now it's here in black plastic instead of red. And the printing here is really minimal and sleek, but I still think it looks super menacing and super realistic. This is definitely the perfect piece for this helmet, and I'm glad that LEGO used it here for this minifigure. And yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing more of this headpiece on other minifigures as well. Underneath that helmet, we have a basic head, which we've seen a lot in like Star Wars sets. I don't think we ever get to see Rinzler's face in the movie, so I guess it's okay that LEGO did this. It's better having some face under there than nothing at all. But yeah, overall, this is a great minifigure. This is definitely my favorite minifigure in this set. And I think LEGO did a great job representing the character here in minifigure form. For the extra pieces in this set, you also have an extra sword for Quorra here. And then you also get this stud with the peg coming out. I don't have too many of these in my collection, so it's pretty nice to get one here in the extra parts. But that's going to do for the extra pieces. Now let's take a look at the instruction booklet. Taking a look at the instruction booklet here, it's actually in really nice condition considering it's packaged so nicely in the box. Right when you go ahead and open this thing up, you get a bit of information about the actual designers of this set, the LEGO designers and the LEGO idea set submission, which was actually made by Brick Bros UK, so you get a bunch of information about them, and then the actual designers themselves. Then you also get some information about the characters from the movie and a little bit about the plot of the movie, so that's pretty nice to see as well for those that aren't really too familiar with Tron. The entire instruction booklet is about I'd say 70 pages. Where's the last? Yeah, 71 pages. So a little bit of a large, or sorry, not large, a little bit of a small instruction booklet here for kind of a small set, which is completely appropriate. But yeah, that's going to do it for the instruction booklet. Alright guys, and now for my final thoughts on this set. I think this is a really awesome build with really great minifigures. I personally think this is one of the best LEGO idea sets that they've made so far. I think the Brick Bros did a great job with the original submission, and LEGO did a great job improving on that original submission and giving us 2 light cycles here instead of the 1. The minifigures in this set are also outstanding, especially that Rinzler minifigure, which I think looks super cool. But this set does have one big flaw about it, what really does detract from what is such an awesome set overall. And that really big flaw is the price of this set. This thing retails for $35 US and only includes 230 pieces, so that price per part ratio is really off. Now I know we do get a bunch of printed pieces in this set, and it was probably kind of difficult getting this actual license from Disney, so I guess that's probably why the price of this set is so high. But when you compare the price to what you actually get, it really just doesn't feel worth it at all. I mean, if you think $35 US is bad, in Canada it's actually $45, and then with the tax on top of that, you're looking at a price tag of $50 for this set. That's what I had to pay to get this thing. And honestly, after building and everything, it looks a lot smaller than I thought it would originally. And I gotta say, this thing is not worth $50 or even $35 US. I think you guys should definitely wait for a sale for this one. I'm not actually sure if LEGO idea sets actually go on sale or anything, but if they do, I think you guys should definitely wait for a sale. Unless you're a super diehard fan of Tron, then go ahead and pick this one up. But if you're a little bit iffy and you haven't really decided on picking this set up yet, but do plan on picking it up in the future, definitely wait for a sale. This is a really great set, but it's not worth that price tag. And for my overall rating for this set, I'm going to give it an 8.0 out of 10. I think this set has a great build with even better minifigures. Instead, it's really weighed down by that price tag, so unfortunately I can't rate it that high. But nonetheless, I'd still recommend this set. Just wait for a sale and then go ahead and pick this one up. But that's pretty much going to do for my thoughts on this. Make sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys are planning on picking this one up, or if you already have, let me know what you guys think about the set. And if you guys enjoyed watching this video, make sure to hit that like button. And to see tons of more LEGO reviews, make sure to subscribe to my channel. But yeah guys, that's pretty much going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.